Welcome back, guys. AJ Capito here. Thanks for joining me. Lesson number 2. Thanks for your submissions. Great stuff. Gonna tell you how to improve it later. Don't worry about it. We'll get to that. Today we are going to focus on auto versus manual mode in our cameras. Let's go ahead and dive right in. Alright, so on your camera here, you have a dial usually on top that says auto, or this thing that kind of looks like it spells maps, and that's what I like to call it. So let's talk a little bit about auto mode. In auto mode, your camera is essentially doing everything for you. There is not necessarily much you need to do besides point, click. That's it. With that, you are just kind of guessing what's going on. The camera itself is doing all of the computation and algorithm-based stuff to give you the perfect shot as the camera sees it. Now, that could be a little bit different than how our eyes see it, and that's where these maps come into play. So what is maps? Maps, in essence, is your manual, aperture, priority, and shutter speed. These are great things that allow you to focus on only controlling one thing at a time, and the camera still has some auto mode to it besides M. M is 100% manual. Alright, so let's work back. S stands for shutter priority. That means with the one dial on your camera, you will be controlling the shutter speed. The camera itself will still be controlling your ISO, your aperture, and doing its own in-camera algorithm to give you that perfect exposure. The P mode stands for program. That allows you to program in what you want to be controlled and stationary, and it will kind of automatically adjust the other things on its own. So that means you can program the ISO to be 400 or 800 or 200, and the camera itself again will kind of calculate for itself what it needs to do to give you the perfect exposure. Then we have aperture priority. Now this is one of my favorites. It in essence allows you to control the little diaphragm inside of your lens that will control your depth of field, and we'll talk a little bit more about this in a later episode. But aperture priority is a great tool for you to take that next step towards manual mode. Alright, and as you guessed it, M stands for manual. Manual means you have complete control over the camera. Anything and everything you can do, you can change. You can change your shutter speed, your white balance, your ISO, your aperture, and you can even adjust other things like active lighting and things like that, but we'll get more into that in our advanced stuff. Don't worry about it. Alright guys, thanks for joining me. Lesson number 2 in the books. Hope you understand a little bit of a difference between auto mode and the maps programming mode. There's a lot of cool features that you can do using these other modes. Alright, now my challenge for you this week is to go out, try a couple photos in each different mode. Let me know what you guys think is best. Go ahead, submit your submissions to me again, ajcapito@gmail.com. I'll try and give you some feedback on what I see and what can be improved. Otherwise, hope you guys have a great week.